Here's a story that sheds some light on just how out of touch some political officials and prosecutors are around the country. A month or two ago, we covered a guy named Jacob Lavoro. He's 19 years old, he's from Texas, and he faced life in prison over weed brownies. How stunning is that, man? I mean, I've had them before. I'm sure a lot of you guys have had them before. The thought of, like, whoever made them, whichever one of your friends made them, or if you made them, like, if you get caught, life in prison. Or even having to go through the trial and worry about, I might fucking spend life in prison because of this. It's just such a patently absurd idea. So virtually every news website picked up the story. I'm talking about websites left, right, and center. And even mainstream, like, this was covered, okay? And everybody was angry about it, and there was a lot of pressure as a result that was put on the prosecutors not to move forward with this. So today we get the news, they backed off. They said, quote, "The district attorney in Williamson County decided not to pursue the first-degree felony case, and a grand jury indicted Lavoro last week on a second-degree felony charge for possession of THC and a state felony charge for possession of marijuana." So wait, that's strange. I thought they decided not to proceed. What exactly happened here? Well, they just lowered the charge a teeny bit. So, instead of facing life in prison, this is what they said. I'm not kidding. They go, we'll just do up to 20 years. Just give them up to 20 years, that's it, and we'll be all set. You guys happy now? Break. Let's move forward. They think they're being kind. How stupid are these guys? The DA said, quote, "We figured that would be a simpler, more straightforward case. We wouldn't get lost in the weeds of arguing about the adulterants and dilutants, even though the law allows us to make that argument." Wait. Do you understand what they're arguing there? What they're saying is, well, look, under state law, we can charge them not just for the weight of the weed or for the weight of the THC in the weed. They're saying, no, we could actually charge them for the batter, the eggs, the flour, the pan that they cook the brownies in, and just put it all together and say, we're going to charge you for the weight of all of that, as if it's all the agent that makes you high, as if it's all a gigantic fucking block of weed, when of course that's not true. So if they charged him based off of that, that's why he would face life, because it's charging him like a fucking drug kingpin, because that stuff weighs a lot when you put it all together. And the reality is what? It doesn't, I mean, if you get rid of that, if you just weigh the THC, for example, it's next to nothing. This should be like a fucking $200 fine and call it a fucking day. Well, actually, no, it should be legal, but that's a different conversation to have. But think about that, man. They think they're being kind by saying, no, it's okay. We're not going to charge him for the weight of the pan he cooked the brownies in, the brownies themselves, the eggs, the batter, the fucking weed, and you name it, everything put together, every single ingredient, the sugar, right? They think they're being kind when they say, we'll just charge him for the weed itself, and we're going to throw the book at him for the weed itself, and we're going to give him up to 20 fucking years. Calm down, ladies and gentlemen. We got this shit under control. Just 20 years for some weed for a 19-year-old kid. No, we're still angry at you. We still don't like you. You're still assholes. You still need to use your prosecutorial discretion and say, no, we're not going to charge you at all. How about that? How about you let the fucking kid go and apologize? And how about you pay him damages for ruining a year and a half of his fucking life, for dragging him through this nonsense? Are you serious? I mean, think about this with any other substance, right? Or not any other substance. Think about it with the substances we have that are legal. People don't realize this, but caffeine is a fucking drug, okay? Red Bull is a stronger drug. Monster Energy is a stronger drug, okay? The Xanax you get from your doctor is a fucking drug, okay? Alcohol is a powerful drug. People don't understand. There was a study that was done in Britain, I believe it was in 2005, where some doctors and scientists got together and they ranked the lethality of all these different drugs by looking at the data and the numbers and the figures, the official government statistics on how much damage each one does, and then they extrapolate out and they make up for the difference of the availability of the drugs and whatnot. And you know what they found? Alcohol is way worse than weed. Way worse than weed. Weed's not in the top 10. Alcohol, I believe, is number 5 or 6. Okay? The idea of locking somebody up for 20 years, putting them on trial, going through all this nonsense, blowing taxpayer dollars also, might I add, the idea of doing that, no joke, is exactly like locking somebody up for having a 6-pack of Corona on the weekend. People don't like to think about it like that, but that's exactly what it's like. And I'll make the point one more time. If you down a 6-pack of Corona and you're not a big-time drinker, that actually has a higher percentage chance of making you angry, violent, and to act out in a negative way for all of society, right? Whereas if you, take a couple puffs off of a joint or a blunt, you know what's going to happen? You're going to lay on your couch and sit there like a vegetable while SpongeBob reruns are in front of your face. That's it. That's it, man. The idea of locking somebody up for marijuana is like locking somebody up for having a bottle of tequila with them. It's that fucking stupid. But we have prosecutors that are so up their own asses, right? And all these guys, understand, the DEA, the prosecutors, the pharmaceutical companies, the alcohol companies, all these guys make more money because weed is illegal. So they have a financial incentive to keep it illegal. They have a financial incentive to ruin these poor kids' lives because of what they're doing. Okay, so they're corrupt and they're up their own asses to the point where they think it actually is kind for them to say, no, we're not going to go for life in prison. Calm down, everybody. Just 20 years. That's it.